How to overcome a phobia and conquer fear. Ordinary fear and phobia. Is there a difference between them? Yes, and a very big one. Fear is a state, an emotion in which a person experiences strong anxiety from a real or imaginary threat. At these moments, adrenaline, the hormone of fear, enters the bloodstream, which mobilizes the body's hidden reserves and allows you to avoid danger. Fear is even useful in cases where it protects against reckless actions, thereby preserving life. It would be wrong to ask yourself how to overcome fear in a situation where there is not an imaginary, but a very real threat. But in cases where fear arises without any significant reasons, when it is cyclical and cannot be controlled, then we are talking about a phobia. Phobias, which draw dangers in a person's imagination, which most often do not exist, have an extremely negative effect on his life, limit freedom, subordinating part of a person's life. It is almost impossible to overcome a fear that has managed to develop into a phobia on your own. It is a mental disorder, and you cannot do without the help of a specialist. Early diagnosis of phobias largely determines the effectiveness of therapy and how soon they will stop preventing you from living a full life. Do not postpone a visit to the doctor. It is worth noting that if various kinds of fears arise that are episodic in nature and have not enslaved a person's will, it is possible to try to cope with them on your own. Knowing how to overcome fear, it is quite possible to overcome it. Pull yourself together and do it. No matter how difficult life situations are, act without paying attention to the fear that has approached. Any actions that you have not had to do before or something new can give rise to uncertainty and fear. How you feel the fear, weak or strong, is influenced by the strength of the conviction that needs to be changed by action. Only by doing something, you drive away the fear, and procrastination increases it. Resign yourself to the fact that you are afraid. Accept the fear, but do as you planned. Remember, long reflections cannot give an answer on how to overcome fear. You just need to act. Believe in luck. What could be worse when it cannot be worse? When you need to do something, but you are afraid, imagine the most negative turn of possible events. Believe that this is much better than the unknown, which is called the most destructive weapon of fear. Only by understanding and finding the source of fear, you can see that it is not scary. But fear is also a defensive reaction. Therefore, if, having calculated all the consequences of the most undesirable option, according to which events will develop, the fear remains, then you should think about the need for these actions. Assess your own fear. If it is not groundless, then hear it, having made the right decision. The decision has been made. Do it. Seriously tune in to the implementation of some task, giving yourself the instruction not to deviate from what was planned. There will be no fear. It will go away. Fear feeds on our doubts and uncertainty. It whispers to the mind that everything will be bad, negative. When considering actions and making a decision, always hope for a good ending. Do not allow negative thoughts drive them away. Remember, the eyes are scared, but the hands continue to act. Make a decision without a doubt, telling yourself that there is no way back. Be decisive, and the task of how to overcome fear will no longer be unanswered. Fear analysis. Do not ask the question of how to overcome fear, but analyze it. Fear is understood as emotions that are stronger than logic. Even understanding the senselessness of fear, you can continue to be afraid. Rewind the entire course of events in your mind. Overcome this feeling in your imagination. This technique will help you cope with it in reality. The model of events has become entrenched at the subconscious level. A technique based on self-hypnosis, visualization, is very effective. We train courage. Identify your own main fear, then break it down into smaller fears, which you can begin to overcome. Can't do it? Break the fear that you have into small ones again, then, step by step, overcome them. Heroes know how to overcome fear. Be brave, and you can become this hero. Increasing your self-esteem is a good answer to the question of how to overcome fear. Think only well of yourself, even if your own self-esteem is overestimated. It has been noted that people with high self-esteem, although somewhat biased, achieve more than those who evaluate themselves adequately. Faith in a higher power and a guardian angel. Fear goes away if there is faith that someone very strong cares for and protects you. The feeling of love. There is no fear that love cannot overcome. Always smile. Only positive emotions can overcome fear, and negative ones make it stronger.